Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of my January hits and misses. So I tested out a ton of new makeup this past month. I wanted to update you guys on some of the newness. I really want to start doing these videos every month anyway because I am constantly testing out so much new makeup. So in these videos I want to let you guys know things that I really liked and things that didn't work, or maybe things that I just didn't really love enough to repurchase and continue using. Lots of drugstore, a couple high-end things in the mix, but you already know, grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it and have some girl time. So the first hit of the month are these hydrating under eye patches from Rare Beauty. I've been loving these every time I do my makeup. They are so hydrating. They feel very cooling when you first apply them. I actually got a pair. I think I got a pair sent to me in PR, and then I loved them so much so I ordered like 2 packs on their website myself. And what I love about them is that they actually stay on when you have them on your under eyes. They're not going to slide all over the place. They like stick to your eyes and they feel so cooling. Another hit for me has been the Botanical Collagen Lip Gloss from Pixi. This is basically, to me, it says lip gloss, but it reminds me of a lip balm that's just super glossy. You can use this under makeup or even if you want to top it over your favorite lip combo. It's not sticky, super smooth. Now I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids. I'm just using the Milani eyeshadow primer and we're going to go into the next hit that I tried this month. So now for eyeshadows, I'm going to use the Gilded Minis from Milani. I have really been loving these. I love Milani eyeshadows and I think these little palettes are great. So today I'm going to use the color The Wine Down, but I've also really been loving this one in Whiskey Business. It has all matte shades and they are a little bit more warm tones. I would love a palette like this from Milani or even any drugstore palette that has all matte shades with cool tone colors, but this is really pretty. I like the quality of these eyeshadows. And then this is the other one that I have in Call Me Old Fashioned, and it just has more cool tones, but these have some shimmers in them, but they're so pretty. I'm going to start off with this shade right here, and I'm going to use that to set my eye primer. It's like a very muted baby pink, but it almost comes off as like a cream shade. Great for all over the lid. And I'm gonna pick up this soft muted lavender. It's like a mauvey lavender. I'm just gonna pop that in the crease. The look today is gonna be really light, but I want to use like more of these mauvey tones because these are perfect for brown eyes. The colors are nice and buildable too, which is nice. And they're just blendable. They're nice. They're good little go-to palettes to have if you don't want anything really large in your collection, because I know larger palettes can be overwhelming and sometimes they just take up a lot of space and we don't even end up using all of the shades anyway. So that's when these little palettes really come in handy. And then I'm going to take this light shimmery baby pink. How pretty is this color? It's like the perfect shimmery pink. This palette gives me Valentine's Day vibes for sure. I'm going to take my e.l.f. eye tapes, of course. I'm going to take this burgundy color in the palette with a little angled brush. I'm going to create a little wing. Oh, I actually just dipped accidentally into this shimmery cranberry color with that brown burgundy color, and it's actually really pretty when you mix these two together. I love that. If you use a tiny detailed brush, you can do this with honestly any eyeshadow. So something that I tried this month that I didn't love is actually from Pixi, and it is the Eye Lift Max. It's basically a liquid eyeshadow, and although this is really pretty, by the way, I have the color Sunset, it's just kind of dry when you do actually start to blend it. So this is a color, it is very pretty, but it just doesn't give me that wow factor. But I noticed like once you start blending it out, it just kind of looks lackluster. I mean, it's a liquid eyeshadow, but it just doesn't really do much. I don't love the formula. I don't like the effect that they give. I have a better suggestion for you though for liquid eyeshadows at the drugstore. The NYX Ultimate Glow Shots. These are so beautiful. I want to get all of the colors because you can pretty much just swipe this all over your lid and it gives you this beautiful sheen. It's not intense chunky glitter. It's just a beautiful sheen and they're really pigmented. I kind of want to apply this right now because I feel like this is going to go perfectly with the look. It's in the color Grapefruit Glow. It's like a really light pink, but let me show you this formula. So first of all, I really like the applicator. They come in tons of shades. It's much smoother, the formula, by the way. And then also when you blend these out, the effect that it gives on your lids is just prettier and much more long lasting. And then the other color that I have is in Golden Goji, which is so stunning. So you can see there is no glitter in these. It's just a true sheen and it's so beautiful. And again, all you have to do is just put it on, blend it out with the same applicator, or you can use a brush if you want. You can also use these as liquid eyeliner. And it's nice because I know a lot of liquid eyeshadows tend to be glittery. So this one will give you a sheen with absolutely no glitter. Another product that I love, that I am like obsessing over, that I need to get more shades in, it's from Hourglass. It's a scattered light glitter eyeshadow. So now this is for my girls and my guys who love glitter but you hate the mess, which is me. That's why I typically use a liquid glitter eyeshadow so that I don't have to deal with all the fallout. But let me tell you, with these, you are going to have no fallout and you're gonna get the most beautiful glitter on your lids. The color that I really love is in Ray, and I already dropped mine and it broke a little bit, but I'm still gonna use it, Avi. But this shade is just the most stunning chocolate glittery brown. So this was my go-to color, but another color that I really like that I have here, which I'm gonna use today because I just want to show you guys. Hopefully it'll pick up on camera, but this one is in Smoke. So I'm dabbing these over my eyeshadow. Hopefully you can see them. The glitter is super fine. Basically, I just will tap and press this over my eyeshadow and it just gives me the perfect touch of glitter. And then of course, along with the glitter, you're gonna get that pretty wash of color with this as well. And I just love them. So this is one of my favorite high-end purchases of the month. We have to talk about mascaras. I have two that I really, really like. First is the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Mascara. This is so good. Like, amazing, great for length. I mean, it's gonna make your lashes look extremely long and separated. So I really love the wand. It doesn't get clumpy. It doesn't flake, it lasts all day, and you don't need a lot of this mascara to get those really long lashes. And you guys know I don't have amazing eyelashes. They've gotten better, I think, over the years, but for this to actually show up and give me this much separation on my baby lashes, that's a big deal. And another one that I really like is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. This is also really good. It's a little bit more affordable. This one is like $6 or $8, but this one, I will be honest, doesn't give as much length as the one from Milani, but it does give length and separation. I feel like it's just a little bit more of a toned down version, but I still really like this, especially also for my lower lashes. And I really like the wand because it's a little bit curved. Apparently this is a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash. I personally have never tried that mascara, but I really like this one too. I think it's a good, just natural, simple, lightweight mascara. A pair of lashes that I tested out that I really liked are from the new Muses collection from Kiss. I'm actually reusing these, but they're in the style Sire. And they are just a really pretty wispy lash, a little bit longer, but they add some nice drama to the eyes. And what I love about Kiss is that even with their more dramatic lashes, they're always so comfortable and the band is very flexible. They're just really easy lashes to apply. Now we're gonna do a little skin prep. So I always like to start with a primer water or some type of spray beforehand for some extra hydration. And I love the Dalba First Spray Serum. You can get this on Amazon. I talked about this in an Amazon favorites. And this is my second bottle. It's so good, very hydrating. Even when I'm not wearing makeup, I like to spray this because it adds a really pretty glowy finish. I will even press it into my skin a little bit, but you see that glow? It's so nice. This is the combination that I've been loving before foundation. So I start off with the Sun Touchable Wow Glow from e.l.f. This is truly next level, like a high-end product. And what's nice is it's gonna do everything for you. It's gonna give you the SPF, it's gonna give you the hydration, and it's a makeup primer as well. So it's the perfect base under any foundation. And I've tried it with a couple different foundations. It doesn't pill on me or anything. It's really, really nice and lightweight. And I like it because it gives you a dew, but it's not greasy. It's just very glowy. So I really love the way this makes my skin look. It's super lightweight, but you can see gives that gorgeous glow to the skin. It's just very healthy and fresh. The best. So this is definitely my favorite complexion product, honestly. And then I go in with the Power Grip Niacinamide Primer, which I really love. And when I first tested this out, I really didn't think there was a huge difference between the two. But now I feel like with this one, since it does have the niacinamide, it is a little bit different than the original. The ingredients are also different as well. A lot of people who didn't love the original, from what I've seen, love this one more. For me personally, I love them both, but I really have been enjoying this one with niacinamide. This is slightly more hydrating. I also really love niacinamide. Like, the more that I've been using it, the more that I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good. It works really well on my skin. I use niacinamide in my skincare routine every night or every week. But yeah, I just really like this. I feel like this also adds a slight element of dewiness to the skin as well. For foundation, I have 3 here that I've been testing out. The first one is actually what I'm going to use in the NYX Bear With Me Blurring Tint Foundation. This has been really nice. I just can't find my perfect shade. I have to mix a couple colors. So if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this foundation probably an 8.5 to 9, only because I wish the undertones were a little bit better. I feel like the foundations run super light compared to other foundations that I've tried from NYX. This is very beautiful. It gives nice coverage and it lasts really well on my skin. I do feel like this would be ideal if you have very oily skin, if you're looking for something matte. Otherwise, I recommend prepping your skin a lot beforehand and making sure that it's very hydrated because it is a matte product. But I do really like it. I like the fact that it gives nice coverage too. So it's a beautiful product. I just have to mix 2 shades, which by the way, I mixed in Soft Beige and Golden Light. Not a huge deal, but I just figured I would mention. It's so pretty though. You see, like, it definitely blurs your skin, gives you some coverage, and it mattifies the face. But to me, it doesn't feel dry, but that's also because I use a lot of dewy products beforehand. So again, like, if you have very dry skin and you wanted to try it, just make sure your face is very hydrated, which I feel like it should be anyway. Even if you have oily skin, you always want to use a moisturizer. But yeah, this is beautiful though. I like how it wears too. Now, Essence foundation. This is out for me. I don't love this. I wish that it had better shades. Again, the colors are just completely off. They're so yellow. It's just not it. And it is a really pretty foundation. Like, when you first apply it, it looks nice, but the undertones and the shades are not good. It just really wasn't a standout product for me. Same with the concealer from Essence as well. The Keep Me Covered concealer. The coverage is, I would say, light to medium, very natural, not bad, but I have other favorites. I tried out another one from Makeup Revolution that I prefer over that one from Essence. So to me, these products, they could have been better, I think, especially with the foundation, and they have potential, but they're just not my favorite. So for concealer, there's a couple different ones that I tested out that I wanted to shout out. The main one that I've been loving is the IRL Filter Finish from Makeup Revolution. This is natural and lightweight, but it still gives really nice coverage. Wears beautifully, very minimal creasing, and I have crepey under eyes, so it's a big deal. And it just melts into the skin. I'm in the color C4, by the way, and I honestly didn't really think much of this concealer when I picked it up because I don't love the IRL foundation, but the concealer is totally different to me. And when you set it, it looks so smooth on the under eyes. I am absolutely loving it. It's stunning. Another concealer that I tried out that I actually really like, I just want to get another shade. It's the Naked Quickie Concealer from Urban Decay. So I've been testing this out, and the first time that I used it, I used way too much product. So if you're looking for an intense full coverage concealer, this is definitely it. But again, if you use too much, it can get crepey on the under eye area. So less is more. I don't really love this shade on me. It's a little bit too light, but I just want to show you guys, like, this is so full coverage. And I love the brush that actually comes with the concealer because you can blend out your concealer effortlessly. Okay, maybe I could use a little bit more, but you don't need a ton of this. And I am not really a applicator kind of girl. Like, when it comes to concealers or any product with a little sponge like this, I usually never use it, but this one is nice. Like, look at the coverage. It's so good. It's so intense. And it definitely is one of those products where I feel like you might not even have to set it. If you usually don't set your concealer, this is probably one of those products. It's something that I could also see being a great product for when you're on the go because of the little brush. So yeah, this concealer is bomb. I love the coverage. Love how long lasting it is. I just need to get my perfect match. I'll probably go up maybe 1 shade because this isn't bad. It's just a little bit too light at the moment, but this is really nice. So a great splurge for concealer. Something else that I really enjoyed is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Under Eye Brightener. So this I actually really like whenever I'm not wearing any makeup. Just by adding a little bit of this, it makes my entire face look much more awake. I love the metal applicator that comes with this, and you can actually use this under concealer or you can use it over top. So if you have a concealer that you want to brighten a little bit, you can just add this right over that and it blends in 2 seconds. And it gives you a really pretty hydrated, bright look. And the under eye brightener has a really nice hydrating formula too. So overall, really great product. So yeah, these are all winners. I absolutely love them. So good. I'm trying to kind of maneuver this foundation and make it work a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is actually just take the concealer and put it down the bridge of my nose and on my T-zone because I want to kind of lighten this up. I think the NYX foundation, like I said, the undertones are a little bit different than previous products that I've tried, but definitely much better than the Essence foundation for sure. It's nice too because this concealer is not cakey at all, so doing this over the foundation is totally fine because it has such a great formula. So I feel like just adding that little bit of concealer and then with whatever is left over, I'm just blending it onto the rest of my face to kind of lighten up the foundation a little bit, and I think it helps. Next up, I wanted to shout out the Tarte Sculpt Tape. So I've been testing this out, and I have to say I don't think it's a bad product. I hear mixed reviews on this. It reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. So I feel like if you don't like this, you're probably not gonna like this. The thing with this, I feel like the formula is very almost identical to Charlotte Tilbury, to be honest, but the undertones are different. This one pulls a lot more red on my skin. I like the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand on my skin tone personally. I'm in the color fair medium. It's less red, less orangey. It's more of a true brown, bronzy color. So, I mean, I think, again, this product works and it blends pretty much identical for me, like the contour wand. Super lightweight, very seamless. What's nice though about the Tarte one is that it does come in more colors. You can see it blends really nicely. I like the formula of it, but I wouldn't necessarily repurchase it just because, again, I prefer other contour colors on my skin tone. I'm also still loving the liquid contour from Milani. Honestly, out of everything, this is probably my favorite color for my skin tone because it's a little bit warm, but it's also a little bit cool tone, so it gives that perfect contour shade. Now let's get into blush. So I discovered these Moira blushes and I cannot stop using them. They're the Love Heat Cream blushes in the color, well, this one is in the color I Miss You. First of all, these remind me so much of Tower 28 blushes. I feel like they're honestly a really good dupe, but this formula is really nice, super pigmented, and it just gives you the most, look at that color first of all, but it gives the most beautiful color to the cheeks, and the formula is so blendable. That's always what I look for in cream products, is like how they blend on the skin. Are they picking up any of my foundation underneath? And this one doesn't. It's truly perfection. That was a lot, so I'm just gonna go over with my foundation brush, but it's a beautiful blush formula. I really, really like it. And I also have to mention a miss from this month that I did not love. It's this Bright Light highlighter from Makeup Revolution in the shade Divine Dark Pink. People apparently said this was a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm, and I have to totally disagree. Once you set this product, it is going to lift your foundation and it's just not gonna look super seamless on the skin. And I do not think this is a dupe. The color is totally different. I also just don't like this formula. I just have to put on a little bit extra foundation around this area because the blush, I put on way too much and it's a struggle to blend these out. Personally, I think these Moira blushes are such a winner. They have tons of pretty shades. Also wanted to mention, I forgot to talk about the Makeup by Mario foundation. So I have the color, by the way, 5N. I think it's a little bit too light for me, but I actually really do like this undertone on my skin. So I like this foundation, but I don't love it because I don't really love the way that it wears. It starts to look very makeup-y, very greasy looking after multiple hours. It definitely looks better when you first apply it. It's just, for me, not one of those foundations that looks really good after a full day. It has good coverage though. It's very glowy, very dewy. It looks pretty, but I just don't like the way that it wears. Let's talk about powder. So I have been loving the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish powder. You get a pressed powder on one side and a loose powder on the other. I'm going to use this on one side and then I'm going to use another powder on the other. It's so beautiful. It's so smooth. I like to go in with the loose powder first, and I really like it because it mattifies your skin and smooths you out, but it is so lightweight. Like, it doesn't even feel cakey. It doesn't feel like you're putting on a ton of powder. You see how this just smooths my face out? And look at the difference. It's just a nice powder, to be honest. I've been loving it for setting all of my creams. And it is a completely translucent powder, so there's no color to it, and it also doesn't alter the finish of your foundation, which I really like. Actually, I'm going to set the other side of my face with this because the other powder that I have is a finishing powder, so I'm going to use it over top of this. Definitely one of my favorite powders that I've tried in a while. Now, typically I will go in with this and then use the loose powder in here over top to really seal everything in, but I'm actually going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out powder. Do you guys remember a few weeks back when I tested this out and there was horrible flashback? But then after reading some of your comments and just doing a little bit more research on the powder and seeing what other people have to say about it, this is a finishing powder, so it's not technically a setting powder. Does it say it on here? translucent, conceal and perfect. Now it says it's a blur out powder. I mean, when I see loose powder, I'm thinking you can bake with it, you can set, you can do everything with it, but with this one you can't. So this is a powder that you apply over top to kind of seal everything into place and just smooth you out even more. Maybe you can use this after you set your makeup with setting spray and you want to blur out your skin just a little bit more. Basically for like final touch-ups, this is a great powder to use, and you won't get any flashback if you do it like this. So take a small little brush with this powder and then go over wherever you have larger pores, wherever you want to really blur out your skin, and it's gonna smooth you out and you won't get a white cast if you do it this way, because I tested this out a couple times and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what you have to do. However, that being said, this is still not my favorite powder from Milani or just at the drugstore in general. I also do think for a translucent powder, this is pretty dark. So I do find this to alter the coloring of my foundation a little bit. I think this powder is very smooth on the skin, but I don't love it. I have another product here that I wanted to mention. This is the Milani Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax. I actually really like this, especially on no makeup days or really simple makeup days. This is a really nice product. It keeps your brows in place, but it's not flaky. It doesn't also lift any of my brow products that I have on already. So you can use it over top of brow pencils, brow pomades, brow powders, anything. And it's really, really nice. I love this formula. It just kind of sets your brows and keeps them in place without any residue, without any hairspray brows. And it's a really good brow product. Another product that I love is the Enlighten Highlighter from Rare Beauty. This is the lightest color and I've been loving this for the inner corner as a highlight. The formula on these is so soft. It goes on like butter, and this is the best inner corner shade. I love like a really light silvery champagne color like this for the inner corners, and this one is perfect because it's so smooth and really, really pigmented. I don't even have to spray my brush when I put this on. So her highlighters are an amazing formula. I'm in love with how they apply. I'm just gonna line my waterline with this NYX eyeliner in the shade Burnt Sienna. It's very flattering with this eye makeup because it's kind of like a purpley brown liner. I'm gonna use the Milani mascara on this side. This is honestly one of the best mascaras that I've used. I actually wore this the other day with no false lashes. I wore this the other day. Just when that happens, just let it dry, take a Q-tip and it'll flake right off. Don't try to take it off immediately after because it's going to smear and smudge and ruin your makeup. I'm going to do the other side with the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I like them both. See, they both give length and separation. I think the Milani one is just a little bit more kind of in your face, but they're both amazing. I'm going to add a little bit of powder blush and I'm going to use the Cloud Crush from Too Faced in the color Candy Clouds. It's just the bubblegum pink. So this is actually, in my opinion, it's still like a bubblegum kind of pink, but it's a little bit more bright versus actually pastel. It's still pastel and pink and really pretty. I just feel like it's definitely a little bit more bright versus other pastel blushes that are on the market. But I will say I love this formula. For me, this is definitely a winner. I just wanted to mention because if you're looking for something that's a little bit more pastel, this one is a brighter blush, as you can see, but it's so beautiful, and I think colors like this are going to work for a lot of different skin tones. Let's talk about lip products now. So everyone is obsessed with these new Clean Fresh Yummy Glosses from CoverGirl, and I really love these colors. I love the packaging. I love the way they smell. I don't love the formula, and I'm like, did I get a bad batch? Because everyone is obsessed with these, but I can't get past the very, very sticky formula, and most glosses are sticky, but this one is a little extra sticky, and I love this color, by the way. It's in You're Just Jelly. Goes on so nice. Okay, so pretty. But do you see, like when you're talking, how sticky the gloss is, and it transfers when you're speaking from the top and bottom of your lips. I think the gloss has a lot of potential, and I love this color, but I can't get past the stickiness. It's just not comfortable too on the lips. I personally don't love these, but maybe you could, because like I said, there's a ton of people who are obsessing over these glosses right now. So I'm gonna go in with a forever favorite, Rare Beauty lip liner in the shade Wise. I love how smooth and long lasting these are. This color is my favorite. It goes with everything. I'm gonna top it off with the e.l.f. O Face Satin Lipstick in the shade Dirty Talk. If you have not tried these, I definitely recommend. First of all, I think the packaging is very luxe. These are super smooth and creamy, and it's a satin finish, but It's not too glossy looking on the lips, but it's so comfortable. And the color Dirty Talk is the most perfect everyday nude pink. I just love this formula so much. It's literally like a high-end lipstick to me. I really like it. I love the color Dirty Talk. That is one of my favorites. I also really like the color No Doubt. This is a little bit more of a lighter, more brown base nude. And then this color Effortless is a stunning baby doll pink. These are some of my favorite shades that I'm really liking. And this one I haven't used too much, but I am dying to use this in the summer in the color Hustle. I just have a vision of what I want to do with this lipstick. Like I want to do a monochromatic orangey warm look with this lipstick and a brown lip liner. It would look so good. So if you have not tried these, add to cart. They're a winner and they're under $10. The last thing I'm going to do is set my makeup, and I was testing out the Crystal Glow Luminizing Mist from JoA, and I think this is really pretty, but for a drugstore spray, it's a little pricey. It's like $17 or almost $18. And I will say it is very glowy and dewy on the skin. And let me show you, it has a nice mister. But I think you can definitely get this dewy, fresh finish with a ton of other sprays at the drugstore. So if we're talking affordable sprays, this definitely is not my first option. I would say if you can get this on sale, go for it, but it's not a must-have, you know? I'm gonna add just a little bit of this milky baby pink gloss that I have from Lottie London. It's in the color Drenched, and it's a true milky baby pink. Honestly, if you do want to spend a little extra on a dewy spray, I recommend this one from Dalba. I like it so much more. I think the mister is better, and I prefer the glow that it gives to my skin. So I'm just gonna add this. So that is officially everything for my January hits and misses. But like I always say, take what I say with a grain of salt, because everything works differently for everybody, and you guys might love the things that I don't and vice versa, and that's okay. But yeah, that is everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye. Mwah.